Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Trogdor, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, guess what, everyone? We did it. We made playoffs. This is the first time I've gotten this far in a league, actually. I don't have a ton of league experience as, well, it's kind of obvious, but this is actually the best I've ever done in a season, and I made it to quarterfinals, which is kind of interesting. But it was still kind of a rocky season. The division as a whole, was held together, but a lot of people dropped. There were some forfeit wins and admin sums, but I still made it, guys. 7-5 record, kind of mediocre differential, but whatever. We made it. We did it. We're here. So our playoff opponent, quarterfinals, is Gremlin, who we actually faced week 2 and picked up a 1-0 win, which was pretty cool. If anyone recalls that particular battle, we basically Weavile picked up all 6 kills, which was really cool. Got it onto the MVP leaderboard. My team struggled a lot with Primarina at the time. Struggled a lot with, what was it? Mostly just Primarina. Last time he brought Megaladios, Necrozma, the Primarina, Mamoswine, Tornadus Incarnate, and Buzzwole, which since then he's picked up Incineroar, which you see it there. So that wasn't on the original roster, but now it's here. And it actually does very well versus my team. It's a much better check to Weavile. It checks Cresselia pretty well as well. The last game, I actually had a really good Cresselia set that I thought could win depending on his Buzzwole set, because I was anticipating a Scarf set. If it went for Drain Punch, I could get in, set up a sub, Calm Mind, Moonlight, and he didn't have any Dark types at the time, so I could just spam Psychic, which I thought about bringing a similar set, but then I realized, oh yeah, given that he lost really bad to Weavile last time and didn't have a Dark type, Incineroar is almost certainly coming, but instead of what? Wasn't so sure, but I was expecting almost this exact team. I have a choice banded Weavile. I shard, knock off, low kick, and icicle crash, or was it ice punch? So Weavile can put in a ton of work. Outspeeds the Megaladios, can tank an ice shard from Mamoswine and blow it back with low kick. Can't hit Buzzwole that hard this time, but I do have another new member to my team, Mega Pidgeot, which I did not have at the time, which if his Mamoswine goes down, Mega Pidgeot runs ham. So I do have Mamoswine insurance again with the Azumarill, except this time I am Assault Vest rather than Choice Band, because I did need a better check into Specs Primarina, which that thing is really, really tough to switch into. So Azumarill can still check the Mamoswine really hard, can check the Incineroar decently hard, even at -1, Aqua Jet's doing a pretty big chunk to it. Buzzwole's still a really good check to switch into Azumarill. A physically defensive Buzzwole is actually just really great in general, but I do have my Mega Pidgeot. I'm also bringing Landorus this time around. I'm pretty sure it's Scarfed with U-Turn, Earth Power, Sludge Wave, and then Hidden Power Flying, because Buzzwole will, if he's gonna use that to check Landorus in any capacity, it'll be like the Psychic Berry, then blow me back with Ice Punch, but I've got HP Flying, which I'm still kind of annoyed that flying attacks are not very widespread, and I have to run Hidden Power as my stab, which is just come on. And then I have Defensive Rotom, which did very well for me last game and is going to do well for me again. Weavile and Rotom give my opponent some problems, so he's probably going to set up Rocks turn 1 this game, which he did, which was his plan last game, and basically lost because of it, because I was able to threaten the Mamoswine so hard. So he's either going to lead Mamo or Necrozma, so let's get right into the game. Necrozma, no surprise, I've got Azu. He's going to go for Rocks as I go for the knockoff, and he eats up that Dark Berry, but eats up the hit really well either way. So that's a very, very, very bulky Necrozma, and it's I didn't have really an option to Oko the Necrozma. If there's something that exists that can Oko Necrozma, I would really like to know. Someone tell me if that thing can possibly be Oko'd in Draft League. So Cresselia is coming on, and I'm going to see if I can throw a Toxic onto that. The Photon Geyser is not doing a lot because I prepared for that, and my defenses are actually equal. So it's if one was lower, that would be doing... It's basically doing the minimum damage possible the Photon Geyser on Cresselia because I needed a check to that thing. It's really tough to switch into. So, wow, big surprise, Incineroar comes in, and you get Toxic. So, unless he's probably AV because there's no really other set for Incineroar to like run. The crit U-turn still does nothing to Azu because I'm very bulky. He's got Primarina in, but joke's on you. That was my that was my switch to Prim, and it just did like 58% to my Azu. Holy crap. Primarina is scary, guys. I don't like it at all. But luckily I play rough it, does a ton of damage, and I can just get rid of it with the Aqua Jet the following turn. But the Buzzwole comes in, it's a really bulky Buzzwole, and I don't really want to mess around with it. But I do have Rotom, which I am going to take 25% every time I switch this in, but otherwise it's a fantastic check to Buzzwole. Can scare it out really easily. His only electric immunity is Mamoswine, which, come on, you don't want to take an Overheat. So Rotom, I'm just going to annoy him with this real quick here. As wow, Necrozma again takes Overheat like a champ. Like this Necrozma is being like mad annoying for me. So I'm gonna get on out of there. Cresselia coming in again. I'm really hoping that I can snag a Toxic on this Necrozma, but the more that his team gets worn down, mine gets even more. Incineroar comes in yet again. I should have seen that coming, but I can't really hit this thing so well, and it's just gonna probably go for the U-turn again. There it goes. So I can stay in and annoy whatever comes in next. Buzzwole is probably going to snag me with the Leech Life. Uh-oh, that is no good. But I hit it really, really hard with the Psychic, but I don't want to be taking another Leech Life right here. Yet again, it's probably going to be Rotom. But again, his team's getting worn down, but mine even more so. I'm going to have to keep Weavile locked, even though, in hindsight, going with the Expert Belt again would have been, very good for beating down a weakened team, but I just needed the absolute damage on that. But, and again, like, if I can, he hasn't brought in Mamoswine once because he is probably realizing that it's just going to blow through my team at some point. But, without that, Pidgeot could actually do really well. But right here, I'm going to bring in Bird Jesus right here. I'm going to blow something back with a Hurricane, like, quite literally. He chooses to sack the Primarina. That crit didn't matter. And his Latios comes in. And I'm Latios is really scary. So Latios is scary. I didn't know what I was gonna follow that up with, but Weavile can take any hit that it wants to hit me with, and I can just blow it back next turn. He's gonna go for the Dragon Dance right here, and that's really scary. Luckily, I do have Weavile. I have the Banded Ice Shard, which I'm just gonna go for right now. But he lives. He lives. I don't know how he did that. It was a lot more investment into HP than I realized, and even with that it was a roll, so that's kind of unfortunate. But then again, I didn't have a switch in for this either way. Not even Scarf Landorus could come in and U-turn out of there, so I've got to bring in Azumarill right now and go for the Aqua Jet because there's nothing else that wants to take a hit from this. And now no matter what, like, Azumarill is going to go down before I could get a really nice Aqua Jet on the Mamoswine. So because of those turn of events, Mamoswine basically cleans me up at this point, which sucks. Because Landorus gets stonked by the Ice Shard, Pidgeot gets stonked by the Ice Shard, and Cresselia is really low. So, yeah, it's got knockoff. Like, I would have been able to tank, like, well, maybe an Icicle Crash. But yeah, now Mr. Man is going to die, and on the following turn, because I've already taken a couple rounds of rocks, Mega Pidgeot's going to die. So, good game, Gremlin. We didn't make it that far into the playoffs. We got to the first round and lost in the first round because I do always joke though that it's like if there are ever seasons where you play someone and then you play them again in playoffs, it's going to be like the opposite result. So it's like, oh, if Team A beats Team B in the regular season, then Team B will beat Team A in the playoffs. And I was like, oh, I've beaten every single person who made it into the playoffs, including Gremlin, so it's like, oh, I don't really have a chance in this at all, do I? Well, to be fair, two people who made it into the playoffs, I didn't actually play. Oh no, there are only two people who made it into the playoffs that I'd beaten. I did not even play Ellie or DavidRyan, and then I lost to Ian 1-0 in a game that I should have won anyway. So yeah, thus concludes my best run in a league ever to a decent game that low on that low roll on Latios was unfortunate, but you know, it's a game that we play. I'm kind of sad that Mega Pidgeot couldn't have done well, and that I basically Ozumero had to come in like really early before it could probably come into Mamoswine. But then again, it was so low because of the really big hit from Prim that I would have died to an Ice Shard anyway. So good game. That concludes PTL Season 2 for me. The Division 2 playoffs are still happening. There's going to be some battles going on, but I don't know if everyone's uploading. I think I'm like one of 3 people who actually upload for this, which is, you know, I think it's more fun when everyone uploads in a league, but that's why I'm in the UPBA, UAPB, whatever that league is, the Wi-Fi league, which those games will be going up pretty soon. I think like the first game is happening this weekend, actually. If I'm uploading this on Thursday, the Team Builder is going to be on Friday, then the battle on Saturday. So yeah, look forward to that and my other videos, and I will be doing PTL Season 3 as well. Don't know if I'm going to be uploading that because I'm going to be extremely busy with university over the summer, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, if you liked it, comment down below if you got anything else to say, and subscribe if you want to check out future content like this. So I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.